let's get started here. Nice bow. And start moving around. I hope you all have AC. I'm pretty sure it's still hot outside. We just had one of the nurses next door who walked outside in her scrubs and masks. Like, it's so hot out here.
And we heard her through two closed doors. We hear her scream, "It's so hot outside!"
So hopefully you guys have air conditioning. We have air conditioning.
Oh yeah.
So we're nice and cool in here.
We're always cool.
I didn't have energy earlier, but now I have energy. So we'll see.
It's got some momentum going.
Right. Circle.
Yeah, Mike, thank you so much for that fundraiser, man. That thing is going crazy. It's going so well right now.
That's right. If you guys haven't seen that already, check your emails. There's a fundraiser. Mike is kind of spearheading that one to help with getting PPE and reopening and all that stuff. So any help would be appreciated.
Plus, we sent out that poll.
That's right. Check your emails as well. Again, I guess. And we sent out a poll for you guys for camps and things
Basically,
like
we're
that.
spamming you guys a lot today.
So take a look at that.
Sorry.
I know some of you already responded. And no, I don't know when Patch will get a gi. Somebody probably says that she doesn't have any material for that, so we'll see.
I might use my old gi.
Twist. Oh, so he'll actually have a gi.
Paula walked outside with what was like a rice cracker. I thought it was a chocolate chip cookie.
I thought it was too. I was like, where'd you get that?
I'm like, where does that cookie come from? I got way too excited about a cookie. Sitting here not doing the warm-up. What a good role model I am.
Twist, really twist a lot.
I worked out earlier.
Just some jump squats. Except for you, Mike. No jump squats for you.
Yeah, don't do it. Just do one-legged jump squats. Come on, Mike.
I'm like, who's standing there? I was like, oh wait, no, it's Mike. You're allowed to stand there for jump squats. One forward, one back. And then kick out as you do it. You're gonna kick out your feet. And then you gotta switch. Oh man, this is tough.
What's tough?
Kicking out your feet like this as you go.
Is it?
Yeah, it's okay. Switching was harder. Up around. 10 push-ups. Then back up. Get moving. Shaking your hands, loosen up your arms.
Philip cannot hear anything. Is anybody else? Can you guys all hear me? Raise your hand if you can hear my voice. Hey, you can hear me.
I
Sorry,
can hear your
Philip.
voice.
I'll let Philip know through chat that it's on him.
So I'm just going back and forth. A little bit longer of a stance. Staying in the balls of my feet. Switch. Very nice. Now we're going to do some like explosive hops. Here's what's going to happen. I'm going to jump up, but I'm not letting my heels touch the ground. I'm trying to just stay on the balls of my feet as I jump up. All right, nice. So it's not necessarily a squat, it's more for your calves than anything. That Elsie?
Yeah.
All right, some leg swings, up, eat, stop, sheet, go, hook, hitch, hatch, cue, ju, switch, hitch, knee, stop, sheet, go, hook, hitch, hatch, cue, and Ju. All right. Here.
Is there a better way to open that?
All right, on your backs. Here's what we're gonna do. Here, feet off the ground, hands above your head, up, fingers past your feet, and then back. Okay, we're gonna do 10. Ready? Hitch. Knee. San. Shi. Go. Rook. Sits. Hutch. Q. Ju.
Look at that, everybody. It's a Paula sighting. It's a Paula sighting.
All right, guys. Now we're gonna do some modified push-ups here, and she's gone. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna be here,
Fly by, Paula.
kind of like a downward dog, and you're gonna dip all the way through, all the way up, all the way back. It's gonna be 1. Everyone with me? Ready? Hitch. Back. Knee. And back. Tuck.
I just uploaded that.
She.
Okay, so here's the thing.
Go.
I don't know which is the best.
Rook.
Look at our files.
Sits. Hutch.
Get a pile. Even if it's just ready. We don't have to do anything with it.
Q. And Ju. Very nice. And on your feet. Once you're done with that, stretch out. Okay, go ahead. Drop back into that square stance here. Hands on your knees. Just rock back and forth. Cool down a little bit. Those push-ups are real killers for your shoulders. You do those a lot in judo. On your elbows. Cossack stretch. Ooh. How's everyone doing? You guys almost done with school? Yeah? A couple weeks left. Who's got, 2 more weeks left? 2 more weeks? 3 more weeks? Show me with your fingers how many weeks you guys have left. Hopefully it's not like 7. There you go, Ditya. Yeah, Ditya's like this. 0. Oh no, I fell backwards. Here. Very nice. Back up to here, move back and forth. Jonathan, was that 1? Couldn't quite tell. Just 1? Nice. All right. All right, back up, you guys. Nice. So, we're going to build off of that side kick that we were doing on Monday. Who's here on Monday doing that side kick? Yeah? How are you guys getting that? Like a 1 to 5. 1 being like not at all. 5 being like amazing. Easy. All right. 4s. I see some 3s. I see 5s from Charlie. Of course Charlie has got it. And Austin too. Nice. Okay. All right. Mike, was that a 6? A 10? Oh my goodness. 10 out of 5.
Wow.
So we're going to continue doing that. So I forget exactly where we stopped. We want to stop at like a mid, not quite horse stance kind of area, right? But we're going to drop down all into a horse stance and try to get that full motion of being able to kick all the way through. Quick question. Who was not here on Monday? Ethan, you weren't? Yeah, that's right. I remember Ethan, you weren't here. Just Ethan? Okay. So Ethan, what we were doing basically is we're working on getting rid of the wind up for a side kick, right? And so normally for a side kick, for like a really traditional side kick, it looks like this, yeah, where I step in and kick. But that's the same thing as doing this when you're about to do a punch, right? It's winding up. Because as soon as I step, my opponent can look and go, huh, they're probably going to do a side kick, right? So we're going to try to eliminate that step and be able to still cover the distance that we need to hit our opponent without taking that step. So what we're going to do is we're going to hop and we're going to skip with this leg. And that's how we're going to cover that distance. So I'm pushing off this leg, bringing this knee up at the same time. That's the first motion, is this. Right? Rather than this being the first motion, this is going to be the first motion. So I'm really going to try to take my shoulder and my knee and try to touch. And I'm going to sink down at the same time. And that's going to give me the momentum and the power that I need to throw that kick. Okay? So start where you feel comfortable. You need to go from a ready stance and kind of bring that leg up and hop and kind of get that motion down. Or you can start from that mid horse stance, ready stance kind of position and get that motion down. Remember, if you're having trouble, slow it down. Lean, push off, turn the hip. I got it. It's not this with just my leg. I have to turn my hip almost like I'm taking my rear end and pointing it towards my opponent, or at least the intended target direction. Here, boom. Okay? Bring that leg up. Kick. Okay? I recommend kicking a little lower to start with. Okay? Because your legs are already pretty far apart, especially if you're going from a horse stance. I don't want any of you hurting yourselves by this really explosive movement, trying to kick high, and then you pull something, right? Even if you are younger, still try to avoid it. Okay? Make sure to do both sides. I'm going to practice my left side because my left side is not too great.
Austin, that was really good.
But you can follow along with me or you can do it on your own. This is kind of your time. If you have questions, please raise your hand. If you're confused, if you're like, I have no idea what you're talking about, say, Lucas, please help me. You can ask us. You can type it in the chat or wave your hands at us. We'll get your questions. Philip, does Philip have a question? Yes, Philip?
Yeah. I have a little bit of trouble doing the sliding.
Okay, so like I said, so what you can do, if you're having trouble with the sliding, because I know the sliding is the hardest part, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hop. Like at the very beginning, I'm going to hop and kick. And that'll give me a sense of timing for when I want to hop and when I want to kick. So I can be here, hop, and kick. So as I'm landing, I'm kicking. Does that make sense?
That's it. Ishan had it.
Okay? So as I'm landing, I'm kicking, and then I can just bend my knees a little bit more, and I can push out that leg rather than just hopping. I can now explode and get that energy. Okay? But if you notice, I'm kicking about knee level, just because it's the dynamic that's more important. The targeting can come later, right? Depending on what you want to hit. Okay? Boom.
It's pretty good at
I want to
Aditya.
practice the other side, because this side's not too good.
That's it. Jack, nice footwork, trying to lean back so much. Try a little bit taller posture as you kick. Yep, that's it. That's it.
Okay? So remember, guys, coil up and explode out. Okay? Play with different levels once you get used to it. Oh, that was a shuffle. Okay? So make sure you try to see that target in your mind's eye as you guys hit. Watch out for the people next to you. Ethan, it'd be a shame if you hit that drum set. Yeah, crash cymbals falling on the ground.
You hit that dad. You hit that father.
In the bad knee too. Oh
He's
no.
got a bag. He's got a bag. Okay, no.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's right. That's the score target.
That's the score target.
That's not the bad knee, is it, Mike?
No.
Who's getting it? Who's getting it? Charlie, be careful. That was.
We're doing well, actually.
Charlie, be careful. That was like almost like a leaping side kick. I saw this. That's different, right? I'm actually not going to cover as much distance as I would be able to step, as I would step. Okay? Now, granted, if I was that distance, I would step. But if they're closer and I don't have the time to do this step, I'm only moving maybe about a foot.
Michael, I can't quite see your kick. I know you're practicing, but the camera's up really high, so I don't know if you could tilt your camera down. We could watch a little. Oh, there. Oh, yeah.
Charlie, you're still moving that back leg first.
Totally.
You're still moving that back leg first. This is what you're doing. See how this foot's kicking up when I kick? All right? This knee comes up first. My kicking leg comes up first. And then I
Bring your knee up
push
first,
off
Michael.
that leg in order to feel the kick. That's better. That's
Michael,
better. It's like this different, right? In terms of when you look at it, it looks just a little different, but the feeling is going to be very different, right? It's going to be very different in terms of like how you're going to get your power, and also just from a self-defense standpoint, what your opponent is going to see. Okay?
Michael, bring your right leg up first before you do anything else. Chamber that knee.
He just got a question.
Let me watch Michael one more time. One more time, Michael, and I'll get you your question, Ethan. That's better, Michael. Believe it or not. Get that knee a little higher if you can. A little higher chamber. And where is Ethan on my screen?
Right.
Yeah, thank you.
We lost you.
And then
We
he's
lost
going to
you.
be next.
We see you though. What's up, man?
Can you just watch mine really quick?
Sure.
Okay. So you start by chambering here?
Yeah,
That's it.
that's looking pretty good.
That one was that it?
That's it.
That was it.
To challenge yourself, try to start on a deeper stance because now that you've got it there, you start to work your way lower and lower.
Woo!
Yeah, it's harder. Welcome. Pain. Good job, Ethan.
One more question,
Sean
Sean.
had a question.
Yeah, Ethan, look good, man. What's up, Ethan? What's up, Sean?
So for the part where you're chambering, if it's still too hard to like go without chambering, like kicking without chambering first, like doing a pretty big chamber, how do you eliminate that chamber?
So actually, that's kind of what I was talking. That's exactly what I was going to go over next. We need to get this bag out. So, can you guys see me from over here? So, you know that chamber, and this is for just about any kick, especially with a kick like a side kick. That chamber in and of itself is a little bit of a wind up, right? For instance, if I were to bring that knee up, my opponent can probably safely assume that, oh, they're probably going to kick, right? So being able to kick properly without chambering is like the next step. We teach chambering as a way to like make sure students don't just like swing their leg up, and it's kind of like the bare basics. You know, like I've used the example before, throwing a middle block. You don't normally do this, right, with the hand up to the ear. You come straight off the hip. Same idea. When I do a side kick, I don't do it like this, where I bring the knee up and then kick. I can just bring that leg out, where it comes straight out. See how it's coming straight out this way? But what's happening is, because I understand that a side kick needs to punch out and back, I can kind of forget about the chamber a little bit.
A little bit.
I still have that recoil, right? The recoil is probably more important, right? But it's about understanding the basis of why we chamber, right? It's so that I can have a straight shot into my target rather than swing my leg up. So if I can understand that, I can be here and just kick without having to bring my knee up. Does that make sense? Because this is an extra step, right? Even if it's half a step, it's an extra step that I have to take in order to throw that kick. But if I can just straight out throw that kick, I don't see why not.
The other thing is, if you do have a big chamber, remember it does allow, if you show them the chamber, right, they don't know what kick. It still could be a hook kick.
If I'm
could be
here,
a round kick.
if I'm like this,
That could still be
right,
a round kick.
I can be heel kick, round kick, side kick, right? I can do quite a bit with that.
I think that answers Natalia's question. Just walked out of their door. But
yeah, but there's a lot of different like smaller things, right? Of course, we talk about these exaggerated movements, right? For instance, pulling the hand back to the hip or winding up for a block. That's all like basic stuff where it's like, this is how you do it. This is the kind of the easy way to do it. And then now we can start talking about the smaller details and how to make it effective in like a self-defense situation. Okay? All right, you guys. Nice job, Yummy. Kill skate. Nice foul. Nice job. I know you guys are working hard, so we'll switch it up here. But it was looking good, guys. Good job.
yeah, well done, guys. It was looking good. I was watching, looking pretty sharp out there. Okay, so you're all nice and warm. I see some of you sweat. Let's start throwing some punches here. So, we talked about just some movement, right? Diagonal movement. We'll review that for a minute. So, guarded positions, moving on a diagonal, right? So I move to the side and I clear. I talked this, I think, on Monday, right? Most of you were here. So we're moving to the side, clearing, and then coming back for that punch. I think we added an uppercut, a knee, even an elbow. And whether or not you would use that in self-defense, I mean, certainly you could. It's just teaching you that you're moving in on a zigzag formation. You've got a plan, and you're not just wildly swinging, right? So there's other things we can do with our hands as we enter. I've taught this. This is a little harder to teach, I think, over Zoom. But in any case, we're moving to the side, clearing. And as I taught the other day, the hip rotates as I do that, right? So I'm going to step. I'm going to rotate the hip. I'm going to bounce off or rebound off that. Bounce isn't the greatest word. Rebound off that with that right cross. Immediately changing level, uppercut. Hooking behind, you can kind of slide up uppercuts. Just kind of imagine you're hooking behind their neck, right? Pulling their head down as you throw that knee, and then coming back again for that elbow, and then pushing off, okay? So let's try that a few times. I'll do it facing the other way so you can copy me, all right? So we're here. You can imagine a punch is coming or not, really. But I'm moving to the side. 1, 2, dip down, uppercut, knee, elbow, and then circle out, okay? We'll do that a few times together. So we're here, we move, 1, punch, uppercut, knee, elbow, and then out. Okay? The initial movement matters. None of the rest of it matters if you missed or if you didn't set it up right. So this wants to be, it needs to be quick. Okay, I'm here, a moment, and I'm back and boom, and I'm back in. I have to rebound off. And I'm going to get that from torquing my hip one way and then torquing it the other way quickly. Boom, boom. This motion of the hip is what I'm going to do. I'm going to kind of slam my hip one way and drop my weight, slamming down and rebounding out. Okay? Mike, actually be super careful with this on your knee. This feels like it could put a lot of torque on your leg. Okay? So if you go fast, be careful. But in any case, I'm here. 1, 2, uppercut, knee, elbow. Okay? So let me see you guys just try that a few times on your own. I think you all have the pattern. Let me make sure you all do. If you don't have the pattern of it, let me know. Like go like this. I don't understand what to do. Then I'll do it again. But I think most of you have the pattern. Allegra, you got it okay? Yeah? Okay, cool. So just kind of watching. Okay, guys, watch my footwork, okay? Let me watch my footwork. My strong side is back. I step here. I step here. So my left leg is forward again. So I go, I'm kind of like, I guess you could kind of almost go like this, right? I'm stepping. I'm not pivoting unless the distance was necessary for that. I'm going to try to drive off this leg, put some weight behind it, therefore my left leg's forward. And then as I uppercut, I don't stay in place. I'm driving in for that uppercut. And then I'm trying to get a hold of them, knee, and then kind of, again, diagonally hitting out. So do make sure that, generally speaking, when you're striking, your opposite leg and arm are forward. That's it, Charlie. Nice elbow. Walks away like a boss. Okay. And Griffin, I know you're there. I see your room, but I don't see you. So just so you know, if you're practicing, oh, there you are. Okay. Yeah, nice. And then throw that uppercut. Griffin, you can do the uppercut for that, right? Boom, boom. And then dip down, uppercut, grab, knee, elbow. Okay. Ethan's got a question.
Sorry, I got a lot of questions today.
It's all right. It's all right.
When you're stepping out at the angles here, so like, here, let me angle my camera down. We're going to give Karen an angle and then hit it over. Is it too, are my hips too straight forward? Like, shouldn't I be more squared off?
Well, I mean, you just got done hitting, so your hip is turned from hitting, right? You don't want to have your hip back
Like that, yeah.
and punch, right? So you have to, I'm stepping one way, my hip's going in one direction, my hips, because I've finished that punch, my hip's going that way. So yeah, I don't want to stand in a fighting stance like this necessarily, but if I just throw a punch, boom, then that hip for a moment is going to be there. But the idea is that I'm either going to like hit and then move out, or I'm going to hit and then hit again. And so it's just my hips just swiveling one way than the other. But if you take a freeze frame, yeah, in a freeze frame, like any one of these positions would be a bad stance. If I was just like, if I was like in a neutral, this is like a neutral stance, right? I'm ready to do something, or this is like I'm done, I've done something, and then I'm going to do something again, right? So you wouldn't hang out there and that squared out stance, I guess is the short answer.
Yeah.
But good question.
Thank you.
Ishan?
So, for the part when you go right here and you punch, if the opponent's coming right at you and they're like running at you, for this part, how do you, like if they're running past you right here,
Well,
how would you be able to turn and hit them?
I'm not imagining someone running at me and doing this. If someone's like, "Wah," and it's like just literally running at me, just move out of the way, stick your foot out. No, or just move out of the way. This is someone just kind of either kind of like pumping a jab at you, or maybe they're like, "What'd you say? What'd you say?" And they're like just coming at you that way. then I just move, boom, and hit, right? So you can do it off of a jab. So now the distance is right, okay? Boom, right? But if he was like, yeah, like running at me, then he's way over there.
Oh yeah.
Then like, yeah, yeah. So yeah, it depends if they're like you've done a lot of sparring, you Sean. You know, people don't usually run at you in sparring. This is a great thing for that, or someone that's just sort of like, you know, they're kind of coming at you like, "What you say, bro?" Like shove you. This will work off of a shove. So like one, not like a, you know, like what, yeah, like a bro, like yeah, no, like one of these, like one of those. He goes for one of those, like, "What'd you say, bro?" Boom, boom, right, and then maybe he falls. And by the way, maybe all I need is a punch, and I don't need an uppercut because he's already done, right? I'm already done. So we have extra techniques in case, right? And always an exit plan. But maybe I go crack, and he's kind of like off balance and stumbling, and I have to be able to adjust accordingly. So this is not like kata. This is in the sense that you have to do the next move, right? It might be you just do this, and after this movement, you see a better opportunity for a kick. In fact, let's try that. That was going to be our next technique anyway. So regard to position, because I want you to get used to this footwork, guys. So the other thing you can do, yeah, is move. Remember how we were here? And now just release a kick, and then come back for a punch, right? So it's my left leg kicking. I'm stepping off with that right, boom, boom, and then coming back, right? The whole thing is I'm getting my big fat head out of the way and then leaving something behind, okay? So I'm here, kick, punch. Then you can go back to whatever, right? 1, 2, 3. Okay. Try that a few more times. Move and kick, move and kick. You can move the other way, kick too, right? I'm here, hands are up, move and kick, move and kick. You're not going to be a still target. So once comes at you with a lot of straightforward energy, you're gone and you leave something behind. You're gone, you leave something behind. You're gone, there's something there for them afterwards, okay? You can kind of ingrain this idea of diagonal movement. When you feel like someone's coming at you strong, quick diagonal movement, but that diagonal movement brings you right back to center line again at them, right? Or at least to their center. So I'm here and then I'm here. And again, it could be your kick. I mean, I've seen people do something like they move out of the way and they ridge hand, you know, like that works, right? My fat head gone, something left behind. In fact, that leads me to the next one. So I'm going to throw out a bunch of sort of syringe self-defense techniques at you, okay? It's hard when you have a partner, but you can shadow box, you can visualize. So this is another one that I've taught in class, and this is the motion. It's like a corkscrew punch, okay? So again, and actually, a lot of you know Pat Sai Dai, right? Pat Sai Dai has this movement. Basically, that's the movement, only my bottom hand, instead of hitting out that way, which is fine, is just up. But basically, I'm here, and I'm moving my head out of the way, but I'm not moving to the side. I'm not going straight to my left. I'm going to the forward diagonal. And it's really, if you're 12 o'clock, I'm at 6 o'clock, I'm moving my head towards 11. It'll be 10:30. I'm not trying to go towards 9 o'clock. It's mostly forward. And you think about my head, right? And then the fist, and how I don't need to move that far away from their fist. I just need to be, you know, they need to miss me that much, right? So I'm just moving a little out of the way, and my fist, my punch is deflecting theirs and then coming in with a punch of my own, okay? You can even turn this thing over more. What that does is it brings your shoulder up and gives you some protection on your jaw, okay? So you can go here, boom, and then again, back, uppercut. I recommend that as kind of a nice fluid, nice flow. So I'm here, 1 diagonal, 2, and yeah, you can do your knees and your elbows. I'm just throwing different things at you guys. You could do, you know, whatever you want, right? It's about not getting hit, hitting on angles. Let me show you real quick. I know since Lucas is busy, but let me just borrow him just real quick. He throws that left jab. I'm here. Okay, you guys see how I'm doing that? I don't know if the best camera angle on this, but I don't want to be. You can't see my head. Does not need to be this far away, right?
Straight on this one.
Straight on. You guys see that? So my head still moves plenty. And my arm deflects by it's like a combination upper block and punch. think of like some sort of melded technique. It's not quite, it's definitely not upper block. It's definitely not a straight punch. It's kind of in the middle. And I call it a corkscrew. It kind of whips around. And so it deflects his straight line punch as I move out of the way. And then here. But then look at that. See that thing right there? Oh no, that's a problem. So you can't stay there. You got to move out of the way. And there's the uppercut, right? There's the knee. He keeps blocking my knees. I hate that. And then, you come over this way or this way or whatever. Whether that's a scenario that actually works out in self-defense, I can't tell you that. But I can tell you movement is going to be the name of the game for staying safe, okay? So that's another one. So we've got move, punch, move, kick, right? Either direction. And now this corkscrew punch. And so as you guys start your shadow boxing, we're doing all these shadow boxing, we're moving, we're evading, throwing our combinations. Start to think about, okay, start working these in, boom, boom, to your shadow boxing routine. So we're gonna spend a few minutes on that right now. I actually want you guys to practice shadow boxing. I'd like to see if you can integrate some of these, shadow kicking or whatever, right? The movement, this corkscrew technique, the other side, of course, too. Moving and punching. And then just general punching of your own, evasion techniques, dipping, kind of like we're sparring, but I'm not going to spar with you in this case. I just want you guys to feel that aliveness of your training and being able to sort of mix up your strikes and your evasions and your movements and your defenses all kind of together. So you're kind of making a very fluid kata without really planning it out, all right? So go ahead and get started. I'll kind of watch. Keep your guard up. We'll kind of watch. If I see someone's really dropping their guard, I'll let you know. If I see you're not moving your head much, I'm going to let you know. If I see you're not tucking your chin, I'll let you know. Yes, bringing your shoulder leaves your head, your side exposed, but that's why you don't stay there for very long. So if I have my shoulder up here, boom, I bring it right back down. When I throw a punch like this, well, now my head is exposed. So I can only do, so much. Generally speaking, you kind of want to be here. But when I'm releasing a punch, if I'm worried about getting punched to the jaw, then this is up. But I wouldn't hold it, right? It's just going to come right back down fast. I don't know who asked that question.
That was Natalia.
Good question, Natalia. So watching your shadow boxing. Move around, guys. I know you want to face the camera. I appreciate that. But you can circle. You guys have all sparred. You don't stand facing the exact same location. You're going to be circling out. Imagine you're circling away from their lead leg, trying to find good angles, right? They got one leg in front, don't they? And nobody's opponent standing like this in a horse stance, right? They got one leg in front. Always circle, generally kind of be moving a little bit to the outside of their lead leg. You're trying to get an angle, so they have to adjust in order to hit you, right? So surprisingly, this shadow boxing stuff can really help. If you really just start thinking through, it can really help your sparring and self-defense, because you're taking the time now to kind of make it as realistic as you can in your own mind. And really, it's your imagination that's the limit there, okay? So yeah, you're kind of there, you're seeing somebody, they're getting aggressive, so you're just moving to the side a little bit. And boom, you see your shot, right? Or, oh, there they came, they're a little fast on you. Maybe you moved. You can even imagine, this sounds ridiculous, that you got hit. Imagine clearly, oh my goodness, I got hit. How do I react from that? Do I, am I going to keep firing back? How am I going to, I was off balanced. How quickly can I get back to balance and then get my wits about me again, right? These kinds of mental exercises are good to do now. You certainly don't want to be worrying about this stuff in the middle of an attack, right? So you can work out scenarios in your own head, how they're attacking, how they might attack. Looping right, boom, 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 and I push off and I move, right? Looping right is probably the most common attack. A shove is another really common attack. We've given you some answers for those. Now it's up to you to make those muscle memory, okay? Keep going one more minute, and I'll get a question from Ethan while we're going. Ethan again?
Not a question, but check this out. If you do...
Check this out, yes.
So if you go that side step that you were just talking about,
yes,
then you integrate that side kick that we were just doing, the sensei Lucas.
Probably.
And you're already loaded. And then
love it. Love it. Yes. In that case, you're going to want to, that side step with that side kick is great. You would have to you're likely to need to make a larger step instead of towards 3, kind of towards 5 or 4 to get a little more distance for that kick to hit, right? For me to, because I'm assuming, depending on their distance, right? And that's something that you do need a partner for, to be able to adjust on the fly for your distance of your footwork, right? If I know I'm going to throw a kick, I'm going to step out a little farther. But yes, the short answer to those is yes, I like that idea.
Okay.
Okay, I see a lot of you have stopped, so we'll stop. Yeah, man, relax. Loosen up your arms. Sensei Lucas had you guys working hard. I've been going slow with you. Are you guys getting tired? Everybody getting tired? You're all right, right? The AC is on, I hope. So, just some things to be thinking about. You know, martial arts, we want to get the physical training in, but as you all know, you got to think about things. You got to sit there and analyze and go, well, how would that work? Okay, and as much as you can, imagine looping right, so shove comes, followed by, that's a real common one, right? Shove, looping right. You need to have planned that out. You need to have an answer or two that you won't hesitate on that. Someone shoves and throws a looping right, you've got a dialed in plan, all right? Okay, tell you what, let's spend a few more minutes now on your own kata. We'll watch from afar here, let you guys practice your own traditional kata. All right, go ahead and get started, guys, and like I say, we'll watch. Pie charts, huh? Only 7 responses, so.
Yeah, but this is it just literally just happened.
Oh, okay, that's good.
This class is better. This one time.
Oh.
I think I made a little bit on the t-shirt post.
Oh.
Because I just posted it on where did Mike post it?
Just a few days ago, yeah.
Yeah, he just posted it. So I might go out.
I just did one now for our email group.
Yeah.
And
Wait, own as in the kata for the competition or for the challenge?
yeah, you guys can do the kata if you want for your challenge, like your made up kata or your own just kata. It's all good. Kata, kata, kata.
Did anyone respond? Is anyone gonna submit?
I haven't asked yet. Looks like Owen maybe, huh?
Looks like Natalia's doing something because she was dancing earlier. You said yes.
Oh, okay. I feel so lazy just standing here. You guys are sitting there, so I feel less lazy than you at least.
I'm like still sweating.
I'm kneeling. I feel like kneeling takes a lot of muscles.
A lot of muscles. A lot of muscles.
Keep myself up.
Alicia, you doing okay? Do you have any questions? You're good? Thumbs up? All right. How about Brian? Brian disappeared. You good, Brian? Cool. Arthur's disappeared as well. Oh, he's right there. Oh, he's right there. No, never mind. You have not disappeared yet. Hey, you know what? Can you do a poll for these guys and include sparring as with the games?
I think it is. Oh, maybe not. Oh, I think it was before.
What is your favorite color?
Sure.
Could do 3 rounds. Do a round of sparring with Paula too. Yes. You could do like the 2nd or 3rd round. Get see what we're doing. Get the hang of it.
Are we muted?
Nope. They're listening a little bit.
They're focused on their kata.
They should be. All right, guys.
Ethan's got a question.
Ethan's got, what? Ethan, what?
So many questions, Ethan. Asking him all the questions.
I have another question.
There's always one of those people, every class.
What about the homework?
It's okay, Ethan. Don't let that.
I'm just kidding, Ethan. You're good, man.
Keep going.
Wait, school's almost over. Can you give us a homework assignment?
Yeah.
Oh, that was a
When
question.
you're doing shutos, how do you move your back heel into the position of a back stance, if that makes any sense? So you're shutoing here, and you're coming through. Let me angle the camera down, show you kind of what I'm doing, but I'm here. and then stepping through, my left one kind of turns out, and then I kind of shoot it back
Yes.
at the end. That's over exaggerated, but
If that's okay. Look, if you have the flexibility to, in transition, already have your left foot. Oh, here, I'm gonna let say Lucas. Okay, so you can see my foot there, right? So if you can already have it in position, maybe from this angle, it's already there. But on the other hand, if you don't have that flexibility, it's totally understandable. Maybe it only goes about that far. At the end, it kind of pivots out.
Okay.
It's okay. The idea is that you're dropping your weight, and then I guess for me, I will be, as I'm transitioning, I'm already opening up that foot to where it needs to be.
Okay.
Here, as I shift my weight to this leg, my foot turns, and then I can be in the back stance,
okay.
right? But if it does do a little spinny thing at the very end, like if you get to there, and it has a little extra thing, that's okay too. That's okay.
Okay, thank you.
I know it's not quite as rooted as we all would like, but it's okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Enough kind of work, guys? Probably not, right? Any other questions, though, on your katas? All right. I'll tell you what. We have a poll for you. You guys can check it out. Stance game. Make a vote. Basically, we're deciding what to do with you guys next.
This is the crowd favorite.
Stance game. I like the stance game.
No nice part.
No one likes sparring.
They can hear me.
Someone likes sparring.
Got some more people left.
You know why? It's not a game. Sparring's not a game. It's life and death.
But virtual
really.
sparring though, Alicia's like, really?
Right. Can you hear Paula and Lucas whispering? They're very, very self-conscious. Okay. Sensei says so far 76% of you have voted. Come on,
I
guys.
feel like this is come on,
Finish
guys.
your voting. People are out of the room or something. I don't know. 20 out of 25. Pretty much dialed in for Sensei says at this point. Sensei says? I can't trick you guys on Sensei says anymore.
That's why they like playing it.
You gotta come up with new tricks.
You want to do it?
No.
She's like,
Okay,
oh,
guys.
tricks
Sensei
for-
says
tricks
it
for
is.
kids.
Tricks everything.
I think people are like clicking out. They're like, I'm over it. Okay, Sensei says, we'll make it some interesting stuff though too. We'll have to train a little bit with it. Sensei says, if I trick you, it's still a burpee. At least one, right?
Yeah.
All right. Sensei says, let's go. Let's see where it all touches. Come on, Jonathan. Oh, he's froze. His screen's frozen. Okay, let's do a bow. You didn't fall for that trick, did you? Sensei says, oh, wait, I saw that. Sensei says, do a bow.
Brutal. Mike's like throwing him under the bus.
Mike's like,
Mike
down you
just
go.
pushes his son
Down
over.
you go.
Okay, Sensei says do a kick. Sensei says try that hopping side kick again. Sensei says hopping side kick. Shoot, that was ugly. Okay, and Sensei says one more time. Sensei says go. So the other leg, ready, and go. See, no one fell for that trick. They're all too good. Okay, ready? Other side. Ready, go. Sensei says go. Now, Sensei says, if you did the other side, that was a trick. I never said Sensei says other side. Should have just gone. Sensei says other side. Sensei says go.
You broke Ethan. He's like,
I got a bunch of people. I got a bunch of people. Yes. Makes me happy. Okay. Sensei says jab cross. Sensei says cross, hook, cross. Ooh, that was ugly. Let's try it again. Sensei says cross, hook, cross. Sensei says duck. Sensei says cross, hook, cross. Sensei says brace. Sensei says uppercut. Sensei says cross, hook, cross. That's right. Okay. Again, same thing, whole thing this time. Ready? And Sensei says whole thing. Sensei says go. Cross, hook, cross. I think you all know this one. Make sure you move out with a jab at the end. Okay? Sensei says Whole thing again. Sensei says jab out as you exit. Okay. Ready? Sensei says don't go. Josh. Okay, go. Pretty good. Okay, Sensei says go. Whole thing. Sensei says go. Sensei says make sure you got some good head movement, guys. Sensei says as you're doing these punches, head movement. So yeah, so Sensei says after you duck and you do the cross hook cross, remember it goes brace, uppercut, reload, cross, hook, cross. Sensei says try it one more time on your own. Sensei says go. That's it, Arthur. Boom, boom, boom. Okay. Okay, guys, a lot of you are dropping your guard. Put your hands up extra high, just so I know you're keeping your guard up, okay? That was a trick, Allegra, sorry. Sensei says, guard, why would I have you? Now my ribs really are exposed. Okay, Sensei says, put your guard up. Regular, of course. Duh. Ready to go, whole thing. No, Charlie, but no, Alicia, I didn't say it. I didn't say Sensei says. Okay, Sensei says go. I like it when I trick the senior people. It makes me feel good.
It's way better. It's way more satisfying.
I mean, you trick a 4-year-old, you're like, well, I don't feel that good about myself. When I trick like a solid brown belt or an adult, I'm like, yeah,
Last time I played,
it's pretty good. Okay, Sensei says, Kyosuke. All right, Sensei says do a bow. Okay, guys, give me a virtual high five over the...
You guys just gonna leave Sensei hanging?
They all totally just didn't. That's so terrifying. Okay. Sensei says I want to high five virtually. What? That's weird.
It's so cringy because it's like, really?
Like, really? You can make me walk up to my screen? Okay, guys. That's it. That's all I got. Let's do a bow. Sensei says do a bow. Did I get Mike? Did I just get Mike?
What'd you do?
I got Mike. Sensei says we're done playing Sensei says. All right. I think we covered it all. Got some good. So please remember though, some of those Shirinji techniques. So the movement, the diagonal movement with the kick, that corkscrew technique. We've got some others that I'll have to show you guys too. Oh yeah, we got some pretty cool ones. Remind me to show you guys Purple Swallow Fan's tail. Yeah, that's right. That's a real thing. Purple Swallow Fanning tail. I got to show you guys that. That's a pretty cool technique. It's actually a legit technique. It works pretty well. Next time, I gotta leave them hanging. Gotta leave them wanting something more. All right, guys, we'll bow out, take some questions, and give some announcements. I hope you guys got something out of that today. Thank you so much.